आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रम् अथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदम् माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्मा ते मयि सन्तु ओम शांति शांति शांति. We are studying Chandogya Upanishad, and on the last occasion we studied up to mantra 8 of the second section of first adhyaya, first chapter. And what is there in 8 mantras has been discussed in the 9th mantra. What we have read up till now? That Devasura Sangram has been described. Devas means our own mental vibrations which are good or supported by scriptures. Punya vrittis, they are called Devas. And our own mental vibrations which are bad, not supported by the Shrutis, Shastras, they are called Asuras. And Asuras usually attack the Devas. Devas also have to defend themselves. So, this type of struggle is eternally going on in this world, in every individual, and similarly outside. Now, Devatas wanted to take the help of Omkar. They thought Omkar will save us. But they delegated this chanting of Omkar to their nose. That means they became attached to their noses. Nose normally is made only for smelling good things. That is the original nature of nose. But nose, those who become identified with nose have not only attachment to nose, but they are proud that I am a good smeller. And this pride and this attachment degrades them. So, when being identified with nose, they chanted Om, the Asuras polluted it with sin. So what happened? That means this very identification with nose and attachment with nose and pride because of being good smeller itself pollutes a man. And this pride and this attachment pollutes a man. So what happens? That nose is compelled to smell bad smells also. That is not his original nature. But it becomes like that because man is attached and man is proud that I am a smeller, I am a good smeller. So it failed. That Omkar could not save them from the sin which Asuras inculcate in them. So they tried the other Indriyas, and everywhere same. Ears are meant for hearing good sounds only. But I am a good listener and I am attached to my ear. That thing degrades a man, and then Asuras inculcate sin in that. And that is why we are compelled to hear good things as well as bad things. So all the Indriyas one by one became polluted by Asuras, and the mind, the lord of these Indriyas, thinks. And man becomes attached to his mind. He likes his own mind and he thinks, I am a good thinker. As soon as he thinks like that, it becomes polluted by the asuras, and so mind is compelled to think of good thoughts as well as bad thoughts. So then what was left to them? Now, Mukhya Prana, the life force in man, the life in man, the life force in man is a derivative of Brahma. It is the son of Brahma, it is the derivative of Brahma, it is directly connected with Brahma. The life force of the universe itself is the life force in each individual. And so, giving up this attempt at I am good in this and I am good in that, the devatas became identified with their life force. And then the whole personality, you may say, the life in the body itself, the devatas becoming identified with that, not remaining separate, and then they chanted Om. Now the asuras could not pollute it. The lesson is that in the society, if a man does something good to society, but something for himself also, he becomes polluted. Sometimes he becomes enemy of the society because of his ego and attachment. That is what we see every day. On the other hand, the king or a real leader, he does not do anything for himself. Whatever he does is only for the whole world or whole country, whole society. This we clearly see in the incarnations, nowhere else. He is a man, but he is not doing anything for himself. Whatever he does is only for the good of the world. He never becomes polluted. Man, however big he may be, but so long as he is identified with the individual body-mind complex, he is liable to become bad also. Ego of being good without getting connected with the Supreme Lord, that very ego pulls a man down and he becomes egoistic and polluted. Then he does good to society and bad also. On the other hand, the real leaders never do anything for themselves and they remain always divine and great. So that is what we had studied up to 8th mantra, and the figure was given that the asuras throw mud balls at that man, and hitting a stone, the mud ball gets disintegrated. It does not do anything to that stone. That is why the real leader never gets polluted. Those who attempt to pollute him themselves get destroyed. So we read the 9th mantra now. Naiva etena surabhi na durgandhi vijanati apahata papma hi esha tena yad ashnati yad pibati tena itaran pranan avati etamu eva antato avitva utkramati vyadadati va vyadadati eva antata iti. So, therefore, naiva etena surabhina durgandhi vijanati. Now I have seen that this coupling has been done only for language. Surabhi, he knows. Durgandhi, he does not know. But he said that neither Surabhi nor Durgandhi knows. That means he is above Surabhi Durgandhi. So Surabhi Durgandhi are nose properties. Mukhya Pran works through nose. But if the Mukhya Pran works, it does not become polluted like the nose becomes polluted. That is the lesson. So nose is said to have Surabhi and Durgandhi. But now it is not both. It is only Surabhi. So the language is like that, Surabhi and Durgandhi. It means the Mukhya Prana, though it works through the nose, is not attached to the nose, and so he does not involve anything bad. Naiva etena. Etena means through this Mukhya Pran, through this life force. You know what is this? We know a man living or non-living only when we see animation in that man. This animation is due to Mukhya Pran. The Adhar of Mukhya Pran is Chetan. Without Chetan, no Pran can function. Without Pran, Chetan can function. So, in other books we have seen that Chetan, when he wanted to enter the body, thought to himself, my servant Pran has entered from the feet, so I cannot enter from there, and he entered from head. This we have seen in Aitareya Upanishad. So, this Mukhya Pran has itself 5 functions. Not only breathing. Breathing represents the Mukhya Pran because that depends upon life. Breathing in and breathing out, without that we will die. So that is the main purpose. But it is Mukhya Pran which divides itself in 5 pranas. Digestion of food is by prana only. And that is called Samana Pran, because it divides the food into equal proportion and makes it bone, marrow, flesh, etc., etc. So it is called Samana Pran. Then there is Vyana Pran. Our heart is pumping blood to the end of the body through innumerable nerves and withdrawing also. So that is the function of prana function. That is called Vyana throughout the body. So that is also a prana function. Pranapan, breathing in and out. Saman, digestion. Vyan, blood circulation. And Udan. Now Udan is represented by what is we call hiccup. Actually it has only one function, to take the whole prana from this body to other body. That will be described here. So, it is said that this does not lead to good and bad. Apahata papma hi esha. It is beyond all sins. This relatively. Tena, therefore, yad ashnati, yad pibati. So, how Sugandhi not come? Automatically it comes. But that is not his function. So whatever it eats, our eating is a function of the prana vritti. Who feels hungry? Our prana feels hungry. So, and drinking, thirst and hunger are the functions of our pranas. So whatever it eats and whatever it drinks, tena itaran pranan avati. Now this prana is not the panchavrittis. Second mention of prana means vitality, life in the indriyas. That is called itaran pranan. All our indriyas are full of life because of the main life. So itaran pranan means other indriyas. And by implication, the whole personality. So, by whatever it eats and drinks, it does not do anything for itself. It is not for breathing and breathing out, but it is for the whole personality. So that is the speciality of Mukhya Prana. Tena itaran pranan avati. Avati means protects. It protects other indriyas, mind, and whole personality of man. Etam u eva antato avitva utkramati. One who does not know this, that it is the prana vritti, if that takes up the chanting of Om, then no sin will be there. If this is not known, then transmigration is there. Transmigration is due to Vyana. No. Transmigration is due to Vyadadati. Eva antato avitva. So, at the end, if it does not know this, utkramati, transmigrates, vyadadati eva antata iti. So what happens in the end? Man opens his mouth, and the prana goes out. So, that means man transmigrates. Man transmigrates if it does not know that I should identify myself with Mukhya Prana, not keep any specification, I am the good talker, I am the good listener, I am the good smeller. No. If he does that, does not pay heed to his Mukhya Prana, then he will transmigrate. That is the 9th mantra. So Shankar says, Yasman na Viddho asurair mukhya tasmat, because Mukhya Prana was not polluted by the asuras, therefore, naiva etena suravidurgandiva vijanati. Granena eva taduvayam vijanati loka. So Durgandhi Sugandhi both depend upon the nose, not depend upon the Mukhya Prana. Mukhya Prana supplies energy to the nose, breathes to the nose, but it is not attached to the nose, and so this is not the function of Mukhya Prana. It is beyond. Granena evata dubam vijanati loka. In this world, it is only through the nose or prana function through the nose that they know both Surabhi and Durgandhi. Atasya papma karya adarshanad. So we see the work of sin is not there. Papma karya adarshanat. We do not see the work of sin. Apahata papma. So it is removed from papas. Apahato vinashito apanita papma yasmat. So apahata, so many meanings are given. Vinashito, destroyed. Apanita, separated. Papma yasmat. So apahata papma means papas have been destroyed or separated from it. No concern with papas. Yasmat. So I am apahata papma. That is called this apahata papma. He esha vishuddha ityartha, meaning it is pure, unpolluted. Yasmatcha atmambaraya kalyanadi asangavatvad granadayo na tatha atmambarir mukhya kimtari. Important thing, atmambara, fulfills himself, selfishly eats, does not care for his family, does not care for society, only nourishes himself. So Shankara is throwing the example to human life in society. Those who are Atmambaras, Kalyanadi, Asangavatvad, Kalyanad, Asangavatvad, Kalyanat, Asangavatvad. That means his own welfare. He becomes attached to. The Granendriyas, etc., become attached to themselves, or they nourish themselves, so Atmambar they are called. Na tatha Atmambarir Mukhya. The Mukhya Prana is not like that. It is not self-fulfilling. Kim tari, then what is there? Sarvartha. It is for all. Katham, how? Iti uchyate, tena mukhyena yad ashnati yad pibati. So eating and drinking is by the Mukhya Prana. Lokaha, in the world, tena ashitena pitena cha itaran granadin avati palayati. So itaran prana means granadi, organs. Avati means protect, palayati, nourishes. Tena tesham sthitir bhavati ityartha. So by their eating and drinking by the Mukhya Prana, only the stability of life is maintained. Ata sarvambari pranoto vishuddha. So opposite to Atmambara is Sarvambara, nourisher of all. So prana is pure. Katham punar mukhya ashita pitabhyam stitiresham gamyate. How do you understand that eaten by the Mukhya Prana only other Indriyas stay? Iti uchyate, being told, etam Mukhyam Pranam, Mukhya Pranasya Vrittim Annapane ityartha. So it is a function of Mukhya Prana, eating, drinking, etc. are the functions of Mukhya Prana. Antato, ante means maranakale. Avitva, alabdva, not knowing, not understanding. Utkramati, granadi samudaya ityartha. So what transmigrates? The seed of all organs transmigrate. Aprano hi na shaknoti ashitum patum va. Because the prana is not functioning, so they can neither eat nor drink at the point of death. Tena tad utkranti prasiddha granadi kalapasya. So when they cannot eat, drink, then it is famous that it transmigrates. What transmigrates? Granadi kalapasya. The group of all indriyas. Drishyate utkranto. We see that at the time of death, transmigration, pranasya ashishisha. We see that a man at the point of death feels too much hungry because pranas cannot eat. Ato vyadadati eva asya vidaranam karoti iti artha. Isliye vyadadati means makes the mouth open. Vya. Vi a. A means open. Vi means specially. So we say at the time of death, man specially opens his mouth. Eva. Asya vidaranam karoti. Asya means mouth. Of mouth, opening he does. Asya vidaranam karoti iti artha. Tadi anna alabha utkrantasya lingam. That feeling too much hungry is one of the signs of death. He cannot eat, and so he dies. So that is the conclusion of the story told up till now, that a person who does only for the social welfare really lives, as Swami Vivekananda has defined, A man is man so long as he lives for others. A man is living so long as he lives for others. Those who live for themselves are more dead than alive. That is the translation of this mantra. So we understand the importance of unselfishness is the first quality of a spiritual man. He never thinks of this rotten body and mind. He thinks only for the welfare of the whole samaj, whole society. He thinks only, in the Gita it is said, the Nirgunopasaka Sarva Bhuta Hite Rataha. He is always engaged with love in the welfare of everybody. He never thinks of himself. And so, that is the lesson being carried out in this. Now, Tamha Angira Udgitam Upasan Chakre. Now, whole Vedanta is based upon actual life, actual practice, and so every theoretical declaration is followed by examples. It is not theory built in air. So, Angira was a sage. Tam ha Angira Udgitam Upasan Chakre. Angira did Udgita Upasana. And we know up till now that Udgita Upasana means Om chanting and thinking. Om itself is Udgita, we have been told. So Udgita Upasana means chanting of Om. Angira did it. Etam uveva angirasam manyante anganam yadrasah. So here in these 3-4 mantras, the names of the persons will be derived from the action they do. So why is called Angirasa? Because he is the rasa we understood. Rasa means most important part. So the whole body, all parts, what is the most important part? This worshipper of Om with knowledge. That Mukhya Prana is important. So the one who has knowledge that I should do everything for society, itself becomes called the Angiras. Angiras, name of a sage, but that itself is derived from what he was doing. He was only doing for everybody, not for himself. So, in this body, for the whole body, the Mukhya Prana works. And so, Mukhya Prana itself is called Anganam Rasaha, the main part of the whole body. So, name of a sage and derivation of that name, all showing only the unselfish person, who does not think of himself, who thinks of all. So, that is why he is called Angirasa. We have heard Angira was the first disciple of Atharva, but here that Angira name is derived from his unselfishness. So, Shankar Bhashya, Tamha Angirasa, Tamha Angiraha, that is Angira. Tam Mukhyam Pranam ha Angira iti evam guna samudgitam upasan chakre upavasanam krutavan. So that Angira, who had these qualities, like Mukhya Prana, he did worship, and in the some other mantras we will get that Baka, the progeny of Dalbya, also did this. So this mantra will get connected with the future mantra, that is what Shankara has indicated here. Vakshamanena sambadhate. Tata Brahaspati riti. Similarly about Brahaspati, ayasya iti cha and also Ayasya Rishi. So, Angira, Baka, Brihaspati, Ayasya, all these people did Upasana. Baka iti, Baka also, evam sammaddam kritavanta kechit. So, some people like them did the connection of Etamu eva angirasam Brihaspati ayasya pranam manyante iti vachanat. Because some Shruti has told this, that this very Angirasa is called Brihaspati ayasya prana iti vachanat. So these people became identified with the Mukhya Prana. Bhavati evam yatha shruta asambhave sambhavati tu yatha shrutam. Now, such meaning can be taken long distance meaning if direct meaning is not available. Rushi chodanayamapi shrutyantaravat. Tasmat shatarchina iti achakshate etameva santam rishimapi. So he quotes that he is called a sage and he is also called one who did Ashwamedha 100 times and became Indra. So these names are associated like this. Tatha Madhyamo, Grutsamado, Vishwamitro, Vamadevo, Atri, Ityadin Rishin eva Pranamapadayati Shruti. So the Vedas are including the middle sages, Grutsamada, Vishwamitra, Vamadeva, Atri, all these sages are being included in the middle portion because they are all worshippers of prana. Tatha etan api rishin pranopasakan Angira, Brihaspati, Ayasyan, Pranam Karoti, Aveda Vijnanaya. So, Shruti wants to teach non-difference. And so it takes so many names to tell us that all of them became real rishis because they did like this. Through so many examples, Shruti wants to tell us this is the truth of unselfishness. Prano hi pita, prano mata ityadi vacha. As it is told in other places, prana is my father, prana is my mother. So prana is everything. So this Mukhya Prana Stuti is the meaning of this Prakarana. The implication of this whole Stuti is the praise of Mukhya Prana. Tasmad Rushir Angira Nama Prana eva san Atmanam Angirasam Pranamudgitam Upasan Chakre iti etat. So this Angira Rishi is nothing but prana itself. He is the Mukhya Prana identified. So himself thought Angirasam Pranam Udgitam Upasan Chakra iti etat. So he himself did Upasana, identifying himself with the Mukhya Prana. Yadi Asmat So Anganam Prana San Rasa Tena Asau Angirasa. So he is the essential part of whole body, so he is called Angirasa. Names became derived from the qualities or work they did. Tena tamha Brihaspati Udgitam Upasan Chakre etamu eva Brihaspati manyante vag hi Brihati tasya esha pati. So, in the similar way, Brihaspati did this Upasana of Prana. So, this Prana itself, people call Brihaspati. Brihaspati did Upasana of this Prana, so people call Prana itself, they call Brihaspati. Vag hi Brihati. Brihati is the biggest song in Samaveda. Brihati is the biggest meter in Samaveda. And so, it is the Lord of that Brihatipati is Brihaspati. So the names again are derived from the connection with the action or qualities of the person. So Brihaspati is called Brihaspati. Brihaspati is nothing but the name of prana, but he is called Brihaspati because Atharva Veda, the biggest meter is Brihati, and is the lord of that Brihati. So he is called Brihaspati. So all these are symbolic, allegorical. Tatha vacho Brihatyapati tena so Brihaspati. So Vani itself, Vaghi Brihati. Vani itself is Brihati. Vani is meant for chanting Samaveda, and Brihati is the biggest meter in Samaveda. So Vani is identified with that meter. Vag eva, Vaghi Brihati. Because Vag itself is Brihati. Tasya esha pati. And Brihaspati name is derived from the Lord of this Brihati. That means the real chanter with knowledge. Like this allegorical explanation of names, little Puranic style, but this is Vedas. Tena tam ha ayasya udgitam upasan chakre etamu eva ayasyam manyante asya adya asya adyadayate. Asyad yad ayate. The breakup is asyad yad ayate. Asyad yad ayate. So, Ayas is the name of a rishi. But it is derived because Ayasya did this upasana. And so, this prana itself, people say is Ayasya. Because Asya is mouth, Asyad means from the mouth, Ayate means comes out. You have been told that the sound comes through mouth. Whole prana transmigrates through mouth. So, that prana itself is called Ayasya. Though Ayasya is the name of the rishi who did this upasana. So, that is the allegorical derivation of names. So, in this way, we finish the... No, not yet. Tatha yad yasmad, yad means yasmad, asyad ayate, comes out of the mouth, nirgachati comes out, tena ayasya rishi prana eva sanityartha. So ayasya rishi is nothing but that prana. Tatha anyo api. So Shankar brings out the meaning, the lesson derived from this. Tatha anyo api upasaka atmanam eva angirasadi gunam pranam udgitam upasita ityartha. So, any other upasak should identify with mukhya prana like angirasa and others, angirasa adi gunam. So, the quality of angirasa adi, any other person also wants to chant Om, he should chant like them being identified with mukhya prana. That is the lesson. Tena tamha bako. So Baka was referred to in the beginning and told we have a long connection. So some examples before, some examples afterwards. Tena tama bako dalbyo vidanchakara. Here everywhere we knew means did upasana. So Dalbya, son of Dalba, named Baka, Tamha Vidanchakara. So he also knew like that. That means he also did similar upasana. Saha Naimishayanam Udgata Babuva. Now, a reference has come which is very prominent in Puranas. But remember, this is Vedic reference. So it speaks of holy antiquity Indian history. There is a place, Naimisharanya, near about Allahabad, Prayag, and that is famous for long-standing rituals. So this Baka becomes the chanter of Naimishayanam. Those rishis assembled in Naimisha, this Baka becomes the Udgita chanter on behalf of all of them, because he knew that Mukhya Prana is the main. We should do Upasana of Mukhya Prana. So he became the chief chanter of all the sages assembled in Naimisharanya. Sahasma ebhya kaman agayati. What he did? Why he became like that? He did not do anything for himself. For himself. He chanted on behalf of all of them. For the sake of them getting their desired objects, he chanted. So he had that knowledge that I should not do anything for myself. I will automatically get it. Let us have some modern examples. Belur Math had no electricity. Even before that, Varanagar Math, Alambazar Math. Now all were being roasted during summer. Sri Ramakrishna's disciples. And they were sleeping in a common hall. Above, hanging fans made of cloth were hanging. But who will do them? So, Akhandan Swami once thought, all are getting tired, roasted. Let me wave the fans for them. And when he waved the fans for them, he himself became cool. That is the example. He did not have to wave that fan for himself. He waved for all others, and that made him cool. So he does not think of himself, but he automatically gets the benefit. That is the lesson of unselfishness. So he says, Baka Dalbya become fulfilled only because he did not think of himself. He did for others only, so that others may get their desires fulfilled. So he chanted this Om Baka. So there are examples and examples of holy people, spiritual people. Na kevalam Angira Pravritaya Upasan Chakrire. So not only Angiras and others named up till now did this Upasana, Tama Bako Nama, Dalvasya Patyam Dalbyo. So name Baka, son of Dalbya, so Dalbya, Vidanchakara, knew Yatha Darshitam Pranam Vigyatavan. He knew prana as has been shown up till now. Viditvacha saha Naimishiyanam Satrinam. Satra means long-standing ritual. So, assembled in Naimisha means for long-standing ritual. Such people. Naimishiyanam meaning Satrinam. Naimishi, assembled in Naimisha means for the sake of long-standing ritual. Satru. Udgata Bhuvo. So he became their chanter. Such a prana vijnana samarthyat. So his strength was the knowledge of prana, mukhya prana. Ebhyo naimishi ebhya kamanagayati. So he is chanting for the sake of fulfilling the desires of those satri. Long-standing rituals are made to give them some desired results. And he became their fulfiller. Sma. Sma means past tense. Sma ha agitavan kila ityartha. So, agitavan. He sang. Agitavan means he sang for them. So, supported by a solid example. Now, conclusion. Drawing meaning lesson for us. Agataha vai kamanam bhavati. Ya etadevam vidvan aksharam udgitam upaste iti adhyatmam. So he becomes chanter for all desires. One who knows vidvan, one who knows aksharam udgitam. Omkar itself is udgita. He knows and does upasana. So, if anyone does like this, he also becomes like the old rishi. Iti adhyatmam. So, up till now, individuals have been described benefiting for society made of individuals. It indicates that in cosmic also such worship can be done. So it is written here, atha adhyatma, iti adhyatmam. This much is for one's own self. One's own body and mind is called adhyatma. So this is a lesson for one's own body and mind means individuals. So it indicates that for the sake of cosmic, same rules will apply. So we shall see that in the next section. So 14th mantra and the second section gets completed here. Let me see what Shankaracharya says. Tatha anyo api udgata agata. So others also. Udgata means agata, singer of Udgita. Havai kamanam bhavati becomes the bringer of desires. Ye evam vidvan yathokta gunam pranam aksharam udgitam upaste. One who knows this, that akshara is om, pranam, aksharam, udgitam upaste. This prana is om, is udgita, he knows that, and he does this upasana, he also gets like that. Tasya etad drishtam phalamuktam. So what has been told is the effect seen in him. Pranatma bhavaha. So he becomes identified with prana. That is the drishta phalam. Tu adrishtam devo bhutva devanapeti iti shrutyantarat siddham eva iti abhipraya. So after this life, he becomes God and gets God. Apeti, he reaches God's becoming God. That is told in some other Vedas. So that will be, after death, that will be the result. And seen result is that he has become identified with prana. Iti adhyatmam etad atma vishayam udgita upasanam iti ukta upasamvaro adidaivato udgita upasane vakshamane buddhi samadhanartham. So why it is called Atha Adhyatmam? So that our mind go to next one. Advaita will be told to make the mind ready for that. It is told here that this is for one's individual. So every statement, every word used by the Rishi has some purpose. So the purpose of saying Atha Adhyatmam is to bring our attention to what will follow as Adidevata, as cosmos. So now we have finished the 14th mantra and the section 2 of the first chapter. So automatically we are led to section 3. Atha Adidaivatam ye eva asau tapati tam udgitam upasit. We will take it up. Though time is there, next section we will take it up on next Wednesday. Om Apyayantu mamangani vakpranashakshushrotramatho balam indriyani cha sarvani sarvam brahma upanishadam maham brahma nirakuryam mama brahma nirakarot anirakaranam astu anirakaranam me astu tadatmani nirateya upanishatsu dharma te mahi santu te mahi santu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hare Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanam.